So, you like to play Castlevania? There it is. The start screen for the start of a franchise itself. A franchise that has been horribly abused and stepped upon and all kinds of terrible things. Seriously, Castlevania, you've all heard of it. It's one of the all-time greats out there. Now, I'm a bigger fan of the Symphony of the Night style Castlevania games, the ones that, you know, take more of a cue from Metroid. I don't know why people call the whole genre Metroidvania, when really, Metroid should just get the credit. You could just call them Metroid-likes, you know, but no. But, let's be real, Symphony of the Night was a very important game as well. But this is not Symphony of the Night, no. This is regular, plain old... Shoot, this is probably... it despawned. This is just plain old Castlevania in these simpler days. No character selection, no RPG elements, just run around and hit things with your whip. Now, I've played through this entire game, but only through the grace of save states, because Castlevania is also notoriously difficult. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to make it exceptionally far here without severely abusing the wily powers of emulators. But we shall indeed see. Okay, there's nothing special on that wall. I couldn't remember. Sometimes you get secrets in the walls, points or food or something like that. Because who doesn't want to eat a delicious turkey dinner that you find behind some concrete somewhere? All dusty, covered in spiderwebs, but hey, it sure looks appealing. I think Rooster Teeth actually did a goofy segment like that where they woke some of their... See, there's the food. They woke some of their guys up super early in the morning and had them eat a bunch of old, nasty food that have been sitting around for several days. They're like, what'll actually happen if you just eat food that you find in a dungeon somewhere? Turns out nothing good. So yeah, this screen, it's a little daunting when you're a child or when you've never played Castlevania before, but you know, throughout the years I've gotten better at dealing with the swamp things there. You just gotta be a little patient. It's when you try to rush through that screen is when you just start getting knocked back into the water constantly, and things just become rough. I almost walked into that boy. Now, I'm trying to remember. Is this invincibility? Probably. Not like it matters. Anyway, the first boss. He's easy. At least, you know, he should be. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. You just get yourself lodged in the corner there, and then you get rid of him. Take his orb to get your health back. That wasn't bad. We only took one little hit. And that entire stage, and it was against the boss of all things. But, you know, I've played enough Castlevania. I've at least got stage 1 down. Things do ramp up considerably. I don't think stage 2 will be too much of a problem. Now, I do not actually own a Castlevania cartridge. I briefly did, but it was a faulty one that didn't work. So I sold it off to someone who just wanted it as a shell. I do have a working cartridge of Castlevania 2, however. The much maligned Simon's Quest. Yeah, get that damage up there. Ooh, I was a little worried there. Now, as you'll immediately see, yes, Castlevania is one of those games where once you initiate your jump, you gotta commit to it. The Medusa heads, notorious. These gave me a lot of troubles as a kid as well. Now, I didn't really have any game consoles when I was a young child. I did most of my gaming on family computer. I didn't get my first console until, I think I got a Game Boy Advance when I was, what, 13, I think, and that was like a game changer for me. I was like, "What? You kidding me?" But most of my console experiences came whenever I would be visiting my uncle. He had all kinds of stuff: a PlayStation, Super Nintendo, N64. I mean, you know, it was heavenly for me. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." And look at me now. I've got. Oh, okay. You got to jump onto that one. Now I can't get enough. I buy video games every month. I have a nice little budget that I give to it. Okay. And just the notion of having more, playing them. I mean, obviously, the collecting them is a big part, that having them physically, like, displayed, but above all, I just love having a wide variety to actually play too, which should sound like the most obvious thing in the world, but there are a lot of people who are really just more about, oh no, that's right, you can't hit that from the side. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, let's hope that we can get our whip upgraded again quickly. Oh no, okay. It's gonna take me a little bit to readjust. This could be the first minor roadblock here. And I completely forgot how Castlevania's continue system goes, if there is one. Okay, the Holy Water is without a doubt the best sub-weapon in the game. If you're unfamiliar with Castlevania and you're watching this and you have no clue what's going on, hearts are your ammunition. Every time a heart drops, ouch. That is indeed another round that you can use for your sub-weapon. It's goofy, it's always been confusing, it's never made sense, but, you know. Oh, shoot. Okay, so they're gonna fire off twice. And just twice. And then you can duck and you'll be fine. Never mind. Okay, we took more damage there than I would have liked. Nothing there, but it's, you know, it's one of those games, it's just kind of always worth your time to poke about and just kind of whip everything, because you never know what you might find. Okay, I remember this. Whether we'll get destroyed here or not has yet to be determined, but this is not that bad of a boss. Okay. We just gotta stay ahead in the DPS race, which is not happening so far. There we go. That's good. There we go. We're fine. I kind of thought that one wasn't too bad. The first few bosses are not horrible. Dracula is one of those horrific kind of experiences where you need the holy water pretty much. If you don't have the holy water, good luck beating him. And you really gotta know exactly what you're doing. Like, again, only reason I beat him is because of save states. Had I not save scummed my way through the entire game, it would have been a tragic ending. Now the Fleamen. This is where things start getting kind of terrible. Not terrible as in, like, bad game, wow, but terrible as in, your life's about to be ruined. Some kind of precise jumping there. And health, like recovery items, are few and far in between in this game too. Like, you find the occasional little chicken dinner and that's it. Okay. Castlevania also has a very notorious mechanic, that one right there. We survived, miraculously, but when you're hit, you go flying back. And more often than not, that leads to a lot of pit deaths, which is, as you could well imagine, a very unfortunate thing indeed. I have Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon, a newer game by the director of Castlevania, who basically went into business for himself. said I want to do my own thing. There are two different Bloodstained games. I have Curse of the Moon for my Switch, which is styled like Castlevania 3. And that game, they actually give you like a difficulty mode that turns off the knockback damage, because I have a feeling they know how infuriating it is. But they still include it in the game, you know, for the sake of being as Castlevania-like as possible. Make no mistake, Bloodstained, it may as well be Castlevania. And then Ritual of the Moon, which I don't actually own a raw copy of yet, is more of a Symphony of the Night styled Castlevania game. Okay, we're still alive. Now I don't remember what the continue system looks like here, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to utilize it. Because as you can see, we do have limited lives, so that's something. Oh, that's bad. So okay, I forgot. You can in fact whip the fireballs, which gives you a much safer way of dealing with the gargoyles. But your rhythm's got to be better than that. And you're in a real bad situation when you've got the little mini whip. Yeah, that was gonna happen. Oh my gosh. It's very similar to a lot of your shmup games where once you lose your upgrades, things become considerably more terrifying. The odds of you making it out alive lower by quite a bit. Okay, utilize those iframes well. Now, here's the mummy boss. Which, if I were a little more, you know... Okay, it looks like it brings us back to the start of the level. That's okay, that's better than starting you back at the beginning of the game. Make no mistake. What was I gonna say? Yeah, had I had a better arsenal going into that fight, it wouldn't have been a huge deal. But when you go in not fully prepared, the mummies will get you. So my hope is to run through this level a little bit cleaner. Because if we can make it through with a reasonable pool of health and without dying, well, that's pretty much saying goodbye to that dream. As you can see, our pool of health is a joke now. But if we could have made it there, oh my gosh, then we could have maintained all of our upgrades, maintained our sub-weapons, because the holy water, it's OP. Especially against enemies like the mummies, who just kind of sit around. I'm shocked that I survived that, but okay. Now, of course, ideally, it would be great to find a delicious turkey dinner hiding in the wall somewhere, but as you can tell, we're not exactly in wall country. And the Medusa heads, you're better off ignoring them, honestly. They are absolute bait. Except for that one. That one was actually dangerous. Wow. And, you know, it's all my fault. Nothing here is anything that you can't counter by playing a little bit better. It's part of why Castlevania is good, is because, yeah, there are a lot of moments where you initially where you die to them, you think, that's bullshit, that's terrible, that was unfair, but then when you look back at it with a more critical eye, you say, actually, that was completely on me. You know, it's just like the philosophy behind designing a good golf course. Make it look harder than it is. Or in this case, I guess it's make it look more unfair than it is. Something like that. Okay, you dodge them enough, they'll eventually just despawn themselves. There you go. Got what? One dragon statue left? Right here. Nope. Well, we do. Ah! That's when you get psyched out. When you see the Medusa heads and the statues in the same place, then you start doubting yourself. And that, you know, that enunciates the absolute vital importance of making it through the stage with your upgrades intact and with a good, solid pool of health. Because now, we're back in the same situation that we were in before. And this isn't even, like, anywhere near the nastiest that this game gets. It's only level 3, man. You got way more to worry about. Aha! Alright, I have a whole lot of nothing. Oh, hey, that's big. It's not enough to completely change, yeah, the landscape of this fight, not even remotely, but actually, maybe it was. It was! Okay! That's awesome. I really didn't want to roll through that level again. I mean, it's gonna happen at some point. We're gonna brick wall in this video. I don't have the skills to beat all of Castlevania in just 1 hour. I mean, you can speedrun the game incredibly quickly, but I'm no speedrunner. That said, we are at the halfway point of the game already. Not bad. Now that... When I told you about the, getting knocked back into water. Or pits. This is where that begins. And again, you see? You gotta recognize the patterns, time your jumps right. It may have looked unfair, but if I can survive it, anybody can. Oh, nope. I hesitated. Hesitating will get you nowhere in Castlevania. You gotta commit. Really, it's a game all about commitment. Jump over the bat, jump up there, and then you're good. You're good. It's a game where when you pull something off, it feels amazing. So, we just, we hold steady here, we wait for it to come back, and there you go. You gotta duck there. I've learned that the hard way, many times in the past. You know, I don't want to risk it, but I am actually surprising myself with how decently I'm doing this current run. This is where things get terrible. You know, I've already said that the flea men are, like, the worst thing in this game. Yeah, now you get them dropped on you constantly from above. This is the closest thing to unfair that the game gets. It's... and I don't want to sound like a baby about it, but... I mean, you're seeing what I'm seeing here. You gotta intercept them at perfect timing, because if you... Oh, because then you just allow too many on screen at the same time. And it becomes a whole thing. That said, concentrate enough. Hey, look, and you can just walk right past that dragon, apparently. I don't think I've ever done that before, but... You know. Sometimes you just gotta disrespect the game. Yep, so very much like with the other dragon statues, you can whip the fireballs down, but it will still get you in the end if you're not playing at the absolute top of your game. We could probably just avoid this one too. By avoid, I mean jump right over. Although I don't know if that's a good move in the long run. We might have taken more damage trying to avoid it. Ooh. They do a lot of damage to you too. Make no mistake, the game is not a joke. Ooh, okay. You get a lot of points for beating them, look at that. And we did definitely take way less damage by actually just going through it like a man. What did I say? When you pull something off in this game, it feels awesome. Even if what you've done basically just amounts to timing your crouched hits differently. This looks like a boss room. Yeah. The Flea Man and Frankenstein. I'm not confident. For good reason. You know, we got him down about halfway, and that wasn't enough. Which means, you know, he'd sent right back to the beginning. And this is where the game's gonna start really testing your patience. It's gonna say, how many times can you run through this gauntlet without giving up? But yeah, this game is still relatively affordable as far as older NES games go. It's not like trying to find a copy of Dracula X for the SNES, which is, you know, good old around 200 bucks for just a cartridge alone, something like that. No, you can get a original Castlevania cartridge for a very reasonable price. I'm getting spooked. It's not too bad though. This this is bad. But you know, that's when you just yeah, you just pause time. The sub-weapon was practically made for this room. Just ignore him. Just walk right under. We've already found out we can do it once. I bet I'm gonna be doing that every time. Thinking maybe the dagger is not something that we should have picked up there. I feel like I got tricked into it though, you know? We got hearts that time. Last time we got point bags. Not sure what dictates that. Potentially because we beat him with a non-fully upgraded whip last time. It's just a guess. Yeah, you stand back as far as you can, crouch, and just start smashing him. You're generally gonna be pretty good. Wish I could get a different sub-weapon. But it's not gonna happen. Oh, you get jumped on by the flea man. It goes without saying, if he weren't there, that would be, you know, not nearly as big of a problem. That seems like an incredibly obvious statement. No, we didn't get point bags that time either. Maybe it's only like your first time through, and then on continues they drop hearts? Don't know, could be. That feels good though. Again, it's just about getting through with relative safety. And then it's about avoiding the flea man at all costs. Oh, jumping was not the right move there. It was kind of a panic jump. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. He's the true boss. Frankenstein, we don't care about Frankenstein. Without his little miniature partner, he's nothing. Getting hit by fireballs. Not exactly divine. Why hasn't that ever been a line in a rap song? Like divine, like pink flamingos. If you understand the reference, I'm sorry that your life choices have led to you knowing what that means. Now what happens if we... nothing good. What happens if we try? Well, if you try, then that means that you're putting effort in. Effort means you're gonna get stressed! Ah! It's not a game over yet. We're not even at the half-hour point of this episode. We've made it so far! Again, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I can't help but feel mildly impressed. I thought I was gonna completely embarrass myself this episode. And maybe I will by never making it past Frankenstein, but I'd like to think that that's not how things are gonna pan out. Oh no, my points, they're gone. Give me my points. So, I know how we gotta play this. We gotta play this like a Dark Souls boss, where we just gotta dodge first and attack later. Unfortunately. That's a ton of damage coming from those fireballs, though. Missing out on the stopwatch. That's no good. You need that just to make it past the next room. Yeah, there you go. Jump over that bat. You've done it a few times. Don't forget how to do it now. You know, I like the holy water, I do, but I feel like I need this to survive the next room. Understand your own weaknesses and play around them. You know, that is the essence of so many video games. If you can't be the absolute best, well then work around whatever's holding you back. And that means abusing this. If you're gonna abuse it, you have to actually use it, though. There you go. Step right under him. shoot. I was hoping that could have avoided that last hit there, but, you know, we've reached this checkpoint yet again. It's not that bad of a slog, actually. I doubt the importance of a dagger yet again. This might be a game changer, though. How is the axe gonna fare in the Frank and Flea Man fight? Probably not gonna survive for long enough to notice if it does do anything. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay, well, that's destructible. Doesn't give you much of anything, but it's destructible nonetheless. Again, you just gotta poke and prod around your environment. Oh, that felt good. Until, you know, I started taking tons of unwanted damage. I got him low. But I don't think that axe is gonna spawn again. Which is gonna bring us back to the drawing board. Oh, come on. Don't get hit there. You need every little bit of life that you can muster for this fight. The Flea Man, dude. The Flea Man. Whoever thought up that is my enemy. And the enemy of my enemy might still be my enemy. You don't know. A mutual disdain for somebody is not necessarily the sole basis for alliance. Yeah, give me the heart. I'll take whatever I can get at this point, you know? I still don't know what I'm trying to accomplish, but I'm trying to get there. I get some weird bug in my head that says, you gotta go up there. And I'm like, why? And then my brain says, 'cause you gotta. And I say, man, well, no wonder you've never beaten the Dark Souls 2 DLC. Oh, I cried. That's bad. I mean, I didn't think that you would believe anything else, other than the fact that that was bad, but, you know, figure I'll spoon-feed that knowledge to you either way. We can't just off-screen him. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just being silly. Would have liked that heart. You know, I guess I could have just gone ahead and collected it and not let it drop into the abyss. That would have been an option. But it's not the fun option, right? Oh, okay. We've avoided the bats. We've avoided the swamp things. The holy water is dead and buried. So I don't have to worry about it replacing my Babby stopwatch. I don't know if I've ever been hit by a bat there. That seems like a unique predicament to be in. Like, what possessed it to spawn there? Now, obviously, if you can, you'd love to go for as long as possible without having to use the stopwatch. You know, preserve some ammo. That ain't it. That is it. Okay. Again, just get us to the checkpoint so we're a little bit closer here. I'm not expecting anything huge to come out of this. Far be it from me to make any such wild claims. I gotta stop picking up that dagger, because it can't be helpful. Maybe it can, I don't know. Hey, didn't know that was there. You know, it's gonna have niche application, but you'll take every little advantage you can get. Oh, no. You don't want to get hit. More than you have to. And you don't have to get hit at all. So tell that to me, right? Tell it to my thumbs. Why are you moving the way you are, man? You're taking some real unnecessary hits. Your brain doesn't appreciate it. Like, I'm thinking there's gotta be kind of like a jump pattern you can do to, you know, kind of leverage how the flea man moves, you know, like, not necessarily, bring it to your advantage, but just, like, mitigate the disaster of how he moves. If what I'm saying is making any kind of sense. What I'm saying is, there has to be some kind of like logical flowchart where it's like if he jumps this way, you jump that way. And then you can kind of influence his movements through that. That's how a lot of these games kind of operate. Well, and it wouldn't necessarily affect how he jumps, but rather how he aims his fireball at you. That's more what I'm looking to do is, you know, make that fireball a little bit less of a factor. You start off getting as many cheap shots as you can, of course, and then you just get immediately hit. Oh, and he jumps right into you. You get severely disrespected, and then you die. That's the rule. Them's the rules of Castlevania, my guy. Don't really need the food. Because we beat that little stone dragon without a scratch on us, you know? That one, however. Can we actually go back for it? Is it still there? Look how we can jump up through the ceiling, but our jump arc stops. Nope. So, it turns out it just respawns them, so it's not worth trying to go back for that. But again, you know, that's called information. You're learning something. You can grind out hearts if you really want to, although good luck even using 40 hearts by the time you've been killed by Frankenflee. Yep, and then you just get out of his way immediately. And then he corners you. Yeah, so don't corner yourself there, because that was more what that was. And then you die. You have to do some dodging. You can't just beat him in a DPS race. At least, I'm not convinced that you can. And I think that that's a smart conclusion to draw at this point. Unfortunately, you know, I'm not any the wiser to figure out what the dodging pattern is there. Again, I think I'm onto something when it comes to influencing where his shots go, but knowing will only get you so far. You have to know how to do it too. I know that knowing and knowing are the same thing. Don't mind me. That was a really bad dragon fight there. Probably our positioning. Probably could have influenced that with some slightly better standing power. Why am I even farming? Okay, I had an idea there, but it wasn't the best idea, and then we died. Ah. I was trying more than anything to just kind of play the dodging game there, see if I could figure out some ways to, again, mitigate disaster with the Flea Man, because he's the true challenge there. Frankenstein is just kind of, you know, something to hit. He's the big target while the Flea Man doles out all the actual damage. I would have jumped if it weren't for that bat. It was just exceptionally bad timing. With the bat spawn. We're good now, though. We're good. Again, you know, you gotta keep aware of every little thing that's going on at all times if you're gonna stand any kind of chance. It's not enough hearts for me to feel confident going into the next section. That's enough for, like, 2 time stops. I mean, I'll make it to the end, probably. Oh, it's just not gonna be pretty. We'll put it this way, we're gonna need to leverage the checkpoint. Okay, if ever there was a time to use it, it was right there. Good. It, you know, gives me a tiny bit of hope that I could maybe make something happen again. But emphasis on the term tiny there. I just instinctively pick up that dagger at this point. There's never going to be a point where I don't pick it up. It's the worst sub-weapon, but, you know, there's something in the back of my head that just says, it dropped, now you have to pick it up. You're legally obligated to do that. I always waste that point bag too. Not like it matters, you know, again. Points, it's a formality. They're just there because they gotta be. They're contractually obligated to appear in the game. Got point bags that time. But you know, is there a more simple carrot on the stick? I mean, when it boils down to it, you know, all video games are just zeros and ones. You're just pushing buttons to make some numbers change. Whether it's a racing game, a fighting game, or anything, you know? And that's how you utilize reductive logic. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Oh, he got him so close! Did you see that? He was down to 1 bar! That's the kind of failure that stings the most, because it was so close to being what we call not failure. Oh my gosh, this... Okay, well that's abysmal. I mean, I'm glad I know this exists, but it's a little too late. The best medicine is to just not get sick, you know? Wear your mask. Whoa, you agenda-pushing mask wearer. That's right. Coronavirus probably won't kill you. Yeah, neither will puking my guts out, but I'd rather avoid it if I can. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know what the line is. Okay. Not good. I felt like something was almost gonna happen. You know, just gotta not get hammered by this boy so much. Oh, that was a good pattern. He fell right into my trap. My absolutely intentional, not luck-based trap. Oh no, I took hit there. He was 1 hit away from me going through that flawlessly as well. And that extra hit, you know, it could wind up making all of the difference. It could also wind up not making all the difference, so quit fretting over it, man. Yes, it's worth getting just a few extra hearts, you know? Totally gonna need them. that felt good. It felt good temporarily. Oh. No! So close again. We are making progress, though. We are certainly making progress, which is obviously wildly important. That extra hit probably would have made the difference. Oh, that feels brutal. That said, that was the most confident I felt about that fight in this entire string of attempts. Hey, I actually timed it a little bit, and look at that. It paid dividends. Sometimes not just acting like a barbarian works out. But it's not as fun. Okay, we got full health. Will it make a difference? Probably not. I don't know. Oh, I think it will. I think it will. It did! It made a difference! Oh, we beat him! Yes! See, when I said it feels really, really good when you pull something off, it feels exceptional. Yeah! Alright, wow. This is like the penultimate level. So, of course, bring us more flea men, right? You know? You got a sick sense of humor, guy. Didn't mean to throw holy water there, you know? Would have preferred to just kill the skeleton! Prefer to not discuss that. But if you want to bring it to light, I mean, you know, I can't stop you. That's a little more like it. Yeah. Lure him this way a little bit, you know. Well, that's better than the alternative. The way he jukes off screen, that is cheesy as hell. Oh, look at that little flea man. You want to get me, but you're too busy being down there. What a shame. Now this, you know, the skeletons, they start off being, you know, kind of a non-issue, but then they do this and give you multi-floor skeletal action. Fortunately, their bones appear to just kind of off-screen when they go above your HUD. HUD, UI, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the period-accurate term is. I should, but I don't. Okay, no turkey dinner in there. Ah, that's right, the respawning skeleton boys. It's where things get really delicious. We didn't make it far enough to even earn a checkpoint, so... Well, no, because that was a continue, so we wouldn't have checkpointed anyway. Get it right, man! Again. Just disgusting right there. I'm thinking maybe every screen change is a checkpoint, if I had to guess. Like, that would be a checkpoint, if my logic makes sense. Yeah, just keep off-screening your bones, man. I don't know if you've all seen that old Batman panel from, you know, way back in the day, back when boner meant a kind of, you know, like a blunder, and it was like a public laughs at Joker's boner. He's like, they want a boner, I'll show them a real boner. Great panel. Really brings a tear to my eye. Well, hey, we made it through there without too much of an issue, so that's good. What else do we have waiting for us? Oh, yeah. These guys. Fond memories. They're not actually that bad. However, they apparently also like to just off-screen themselves, so... That classic, you know, sprites off-screening to the other side of the screen conundrum. We've all been there. I forgot that this was when the axe throwers start showing up. Now, the red skeletons, yeah, as far as I know, I don't think that they throw bones. I mean, this guy sure isn't throwing bones, so they're not that big of a problem. Just a mild inconvenience more than anything else. Got something here for me? Anywhere? No? Alright, well, you know. I'll try again later. This is where the red skeletons become a bigger problem. It's when they start sandwiching you in between what you're fighting in front of you. However, we just go up here and ignore them all. It really helps that you don't have to crouch to get their axes when they throw them low. Like, it really kind of trivializes the the axe throwers as enemies. I'm all about trivializing difficulty, you know. However, that was dumb. The second I saw him there on the other side, I thought, I know where this is going, and it's nowhere good. A little lengthy, you know? Oh, you got me. Okay. The fireball actually dropped a whip upgrade, which is fascinating. Could probably use that. Oh gosh, I forgot about that. That's a disgusting place to put one of those enemies. That's going back to war crime levels of enemy placement and game design right there. So how do you deal with it? Well, I don't know. You gotta just kind of inch your way up there, hope that the red skeleton doesn't take too much interest in you, realize that he's absolutely going to take all the interest in you. Yeah, and then you just do that. Oh my god! You don't just take one tick when you're on the stairs, you just keep continuously taking damage as long as you're in contact with their sprite. Now that is truly heinous stuff there. Oh no, you want heinous. Someone call the Special Victims Unit. Can confirm checkpoints are not based on every screen change. Look at that. And then you, yeah. Okay, that's how you deal with that one. You can get yourself just barely there. You can beat out the skeleton so if the skeleton doesn't become an issue for you. You know, there's always ways to deal with a disaster, except for this disaster. Oh, that was timed perfectly. Fair play. They got me. Which brings us, of course, way back to the start of the level. Yeah, looking at the time, suffice to say, I wouldn't necessarily put money on us making it past this level within this video. And I can't remember if this is the level that actually leads to Dracula. I don't think it is. No, because I believe you have to fight death before you fight Dracula. See, that's how high on the tier list Dracula is. You have to fight death before him. He's no joke. just keeps off-screening his bones, and you just kind of accept it. Why wouldn't you, you know? He's literally throwing you a bone. You can't ask for much more than that. Oh, come on. Revenge of the Flea Man. As always. No! They're the worst! Oh my god, and you go all the way back to the start of the stage from there. Well, at least he completely off-screened himself there. Yeah, that's how you dodge bones when you're on some stairs. No one ever claimed that the Belmonts were particularly physically adept heroes. At least not in these older games. I mean, sure, it's all impressive in, like, Super Castlevania 4 when you take their whip and you're all like... Don't they have, like, a chain whip in Castlevania 4 or something? I don't know. I actually haven't played Castlevania 4. Sorry, Super Castlevania 4. It was on the Super Nintendo, you know, everything's gotta be called Super when it's on the Super Nintendo. It's just, like, make it past the screen. No! How did I get past that screen with like so few issues that one time, and now gosh. I've already said my piece about the Fleamen, you know, they are terrible, terrible creatures that should be forgotten by time. Yeah, you show them with that holy water, man. Can you even hit me from there? Oh, you're so close, but you can't quite do it. Sucks, man, you know? I am dead inside. Okay, so that's how you handle those two, you know, just time a perfectly timed crouch shot. It's crouch shot, not crotch shot, just wanna be perfectly clear there. Ah! No! I think, you know, I saw that the time was almost up, and like something inside me just said, you don't have to try anymore, man. They're like, your recording's almost over. You can just smooth it out now. Oh ho! What are you gonna do about the invincibility, which seems to just kind of totally randomly spawn? Look at this though, stage 13. Not bad, I would say. Remember, no matter how poorly or how well you do, there's always somebody else who has trumped you. We will never be the worst Castlevania player, obviously. Making it this far alone is proof of that. We'll never be the best Castlevania player. I just want to make it through this room. It's gonna happen. Look at that. It happened. There's your delicious turkey or your chicken, whatever you want to call it. Your leg of fowl, as it were. And then, you know, back to good old armor axe throwing jerks who off-screen themselves. You know, it's the kind of problem that just kind of fixes itself. You're there fighting them and they decide to just peace out. Then that happens, and you know, and then you take a bunch of damage. Don't stand up. There you go. However, that is time. That was exactly an hour. All right. Castlevania. Well, I'd say what's the verdict on Castlevania, but that would be an extremely foolish question. Castlevania, it is one of the all-time NES greats. You talk about some of the best games to come out on it. Castlevania is there, and for good reason. It is still fun today. Yeah, it's hard. There's some parts that may even seem unfair, but you eventually realize how to overcome them, and then you realize, oh, that's not unfair. I just didn't figure it out yet. Once you do figure it out, it's not so bad. But yeah, no, the graphics are surprisingly robust looking for the NES. You got great little backgrounds and stuff. Obviously a great soundtrack throughout the game. Very good level design. It's, you know, it was a huge entry. A huge entry into the NES saga. Not Konami's first big one, obviously. Gradius was their very first entry and was incredible in its own right, but yeah, Castlevania is big. Tomorrow, we get kind of a 180 on the quality train. This is the bad game I was talking about the other day. It's the return of our good friends from Micronix, with an arcade game that by all means was pretty good when it came out, but alas, this is no arcade version. This is the NES version of Ikari Warriors, a game that is frequently held in the conversation of what is the worst game ever. So I hope you're looking forward to that, because it's going to be an absolute pain. So join me tomorrow for Ikari Warriors. Thank you for watching, as always.